Okay, not very good at holding the camera and talking, but I need to at this stage, so I'll just show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I've removed the white laminated board off the top of here. I use that white board because this machine is black and silver. I felt that with a black bench top it wouldn't film very well, and indeed it didn't. So that's why I had the white on there. So now I've got this far where the mechanical build is pretty well there. I've now positioned it on this bench that I've made that's actually on wheels, very solid bench. I did do a video making this. And eventually what I want to do is enclose this, okay, to cut down on, you know, any noise and dust in my workshop. So I've made it with dimensions that, you know, that will allow me to do that fairly easily. So I've needed to move the machine over as far as I can, and you'll notice I've got a slight gap. I've got 3mm gap here. Actually, I probably need to, that'll be all right actually, because what I'll do, I'll probably put a 12mm slat on here to build it out before I build the outside covering or cowling. Yeah, so it's got to work out pretty well. Same here, I'll have a 12mm built out this way before I start sheeting up. So it gives me, you know, a bit of airspace around this, and, you know, allows this to move up and down and around, and gives me an area that I can suck out some of the debris that's built up if I have to, you know. But I will be having, you know, sides opening, you know, and the back. The top will, I think, will be solid. And of course, you know, with the X-axis drive motor or hybrid servo drive motor sticking out so far, I needed the extra room here. So that's why I built it this, you know, using the dimensions I did. So that's that. When I initially built the chassis, of which I did a dedicated video on building the chassis part of the QueenAnt, I mentioned to you that although you had 5 cross members, you needed the 2 that were threaded, right, with the one at the front and the one at the back. Now, for the simple reason, now these are not included in the kit, I just bought these in my local hardware store, is I'm going to attach the machine to the bench top using 90-degree angled steel brackets. Initially I'm going to use 4. I haven't made my mind up yet, but I'm probably going to thread all of these and put a bracket on each, at the end of each cross beam. I'm not sure yet. Maybe just a central one as well. Not sure yet. But I won't be building the enclosure for quite some time. Another reason why I had this over as far, not just to, you know, give this room to clear, but the size of the, I just come here, I've had some things out of this box today. Yeah, this is a lovely big cable chain, of which I'm going to put mine this way around because I want my cable going down in about here into my electrical cabinet, which is going to be on this side here, and I'm going to make it out of something rather special. Yeah, I like to repurpose things. Now, I normally use old computer cases, but I don't have an old computer case to build my electrical cabinet in. But what I have acquired is an old microwave oven, which is a steel cabinet, you know, with a nice door on it. And I'm going to strip the innards out of that and just use that as my electrical cabinet. It'll do the job really well. Okay, so we get on to the next job now, which is put it on the cable chains, and we'll run some of the cables. Okay, so to attach the cable chain to this side plate, they've given us some L brackets and some 20mm by 5mm thread and some lock nuts to put this together. So we'll get one of these. Just put it in there loose at the moment. Now, I'd say these slotted holes here are for zip ties, and we'll attach it via, we'll attach, I think, yep, just on these two here. And to attach the large cable chain to this bracket, we've got some 5mm threaded low profile screws, and they're 15mm in length. Get this nut on. So I'm positioning my dual cable chains for the gantry approximately 150mm from the end of the gantry, and they've provided fairly short, I think they're 8mm long by 4mm. So really it's just put them in and do them up nice and firm. Okay, for now I've left the other ends of these cable chains off, not attached, because what I like to do is to thread my cables through the cable chain, and I don't like just unclipping all the cable chain and clipping it all back up. I find it easier just to thread the cable through it. So that's why I'm leaving these off at the moment. So I'm going to start by putting the limit sensors on. So I'm putting the brackets on first. Now the little screws are little 3mm, and of course they've got T-nuts to go with them. I'm going to put mine as far down as I can here, just here. I want to get the maximum travel, so I'll put in there. There's an exact fit. Okay, so I found the perfect fit, and that's that middle single hole there, and this elongated segment hole here. So they're the best for it. So I'm going to fit this in now, because I think this type of sensor, this is called a proximity sensor. Now, works better rather than when it comes up to a surface like this. Okay, it works better if it comes up to a surface, shall we say, in a glancing motion like this. So that's the way I'm setting mine up. Just want to be sure you're not anywhere near the, you know, some of the just got to make sure you're not going to be anywhere near some of the screws or bolts. It's going to be a nice metal surface. I don't think I'm going to get any more out of that, so if I have to, I can build up this area with a piece of plate or something like that. That's, you know, no problem at all. So we'll call that one done, and we're going to put one on here, on here now to line up with this one. Okay, so we just got these on loosely at the moment, and we can adjust these up later on when we tune it all into Mach 3. We can get these working then. And you know, if I need to pack out, you can't see that, can you? And if I need to pack out these faces here to allow these to register a little bit better, then that's what I'll do. I'll just make some steel blanks or aluminium. It works with aluminium or steel, any metal really. This will register. But yeah, so that's those two there. So we'll put now 2 on the gantry and then 2 on one side of the Y. Okay, so that's as far as we're going to go with this video. So we've got all the proximity sensors in place, although I'm not convinced with the x-axis positioning. I think actually I would rather see them mounted on this plate. And like I said earlier, that these type of sensors do react better if they have a glancing reading rather than a, you know, coming up, because I have known them, you know, if you're coming up full speed and you're relying solely on the proximity sensors, you might be a little bit quick for them and you might end up hitting one, and I don't like being hit a lot. The next video, you know, we'll run all the wiring, and we'll do some of the electrical box componentry. We'll probably put all the components in the electrical box, and then the video after that, I'll show you how to actually connect up everything in the electrical box. Hopefully that won't run over 2 videos, but I'll try and get it into 1. So if you're enjoying the build of this absolutely beautiful and well-priced QueenAnt Pro version 2 Super Enhanced. Now the Super Enhanced part of it is the gantry. They've taken all the flex out of it. It's a beautiful kit. Beautiful kit. And I'll leave a link below this video in the just above the comment section. A direct link to go and have a look at one of these if you wish. And anyway, please like and subscribe, and if you really like what I'm doing and my channel in general, you could consider becoming a patron to the channel, because I'm self-funded, and yeah, things get a little expensive on times, because you know, this hobby, or the hobbies and technology videos that I make, you know, they're not cheap to make, and to enable me to continue making you know, sort of really good content to, I suppose, educate you know, sort of all the young'uns coming up, because you know, apprenticeships and that these days, you just, you know, you can't get them that easy. So if you can teach yourself a trade, you know, you've got a better chance in life. So that's what I aim to do. Okay then, so until the next video,